Okay, so we've just finished Parasvatanasana and we're standing in Samastitihi. And we're now going to learn the beginning of the primary series, so some of the beginning of the standing primary and then the first two postures of the seated primary. So, standing in Samastitihi, and you will come from this position, but I'm going to turn towards you so that you can see what I'm doing in terms of the camera angle. So, standing at the top of your mat, Samastitihi. We're doing Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. So it's a balancing posture. So hands, left hand on your hip, you lift your right knee up towards your chest, closing the knee joint and taking the shin or taking the toe if you can. Inhale here and then exhale to fold over your leg. 5 breaths here. Now if you've got the toe, you can extend the leg out in front of you. But if not, that's absolutely fine. If you have the toe, pressing the toe into the hand, hand pulls the toe. If you have the shin, shin pushes into the hand and hand holds the leg really strongly. That's 5. Inhale to come up to standing. Exhale, take the leg out to the side and look out over the opposite shoulder. 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, really pushing down through that standing leg. That's a lovely, strong, straight leg. Really engaged. 5. Inhale to come to centre. Exhale to fold over the leg. Inhale to come up to standing. Take your hand away from that leg, both hands on hips, and balance here for 5 breaths. Now again, you can balance here with your knee bent, or you can extend the leg out. Whatever feels good for you and challenges you today. 5. Release the leg down. Do a wee shiggle, a wee dance. And the other side, so releasing the left foot, lifting that left knee up towards the chest, taking the shin, pushing the shin against the hand or the hand into the shin, or if you can, taking the toe. Inhale and exhale over the leg. Again, extending that leg out if you can and want to. If not, it stays here nice and bent. 5 breaths here. 4 and 5. Inhale to come up to straight. Exhale, leg comes out to the side, head over the opposite shoulder. 1, 2, and really feel like your pelvis is drawn in together. You're trying to get this pelvic bowl on a line. 4 and 5. Inhale to come back to centre. Exhale over the leg. Inhale, both hands on hips. Balance here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Remember, you can extend the leg. 4 and 5. Exhale here. And again. Release and a nice wee dance. Okay, next posture, another balancing posture, is Ardha Baddha Padmottanasana. So I'll take this slowly and do it in variations. So again, we're releasing the right heel from the foot. Turn that and turn out the leg as much as you can and bring that up to tree position. This is your first variation. So tree here at calf, or you can take it higher if you can. Wherever you are, the heel is pushing into the leg and the leg is pushing into the heel. And you balance here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Inhale, exhale, stay here. Inhale, bring the knee in and release. Good. Other side. So releasing the heel, turning that out, that left leg out, bringing it to tree pose, so calf, or up as high as you can on your leg. That left heel pushes into the leg pushes into the heel, and balance here. Really feeling the opening in the hip. The knee joint should not be sore. No pain, please. 3, 4 and 5. Inhale and exhale, stay here. Inhale, release the leg, and exhale back to Samastitihi. Good, so now we enter the warrior sequence, and this is a bit of a flow. So, sun salutation to Utkatasana chair pose. So inhale, lifting the arms, look to your thumbs. Exhale, doi, fold over the hips, placing the hands on the mat, bending the knees where you need to. Srini, inhale, lift and lengthen the collarbones. Chatwari, exhale, step back to high plank, lower down to chaturanga, knees on or off the floor. Hansha, inhale to upward facing dog. Shat, exhale to downward facing dog. Sapta 7, you're going to step or jump to your hands or your hands to your feet, depending on how you are. Bending the knees and bum out as much as you can, lifting the arms up to chair pose. Now hands ideally touch, palms touch, but you can have this at shoulder width. 5 breaths here, 4 and 5. Exhale to fold over the legs, step back to plank and exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, exhale to downward facing dog. So warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1, we've done this in sun salutation B. You bring the right leg in and over to your hands, plant that back heel down, push into the feet and lift up. Tummy is engaged, 5 breaths here, reaching for the sky as much as you can. 3, 4 and 5. Inhale, taking the feet in, right foot in, left foot out to come to the other side. And 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale and open the arms out wide. Adjust the right foot so that it's facing the back edge of the mat. And just lower down to as far as you can go, ideally to 90 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Inhale, pushing in on that left leg to come up. Turn the left leg in, the left foot in, right foot out, and lower down to the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cartwheel the arms all the way around. Bring them down if you can to the mat. Taking this right foot back to plank. You know what's coming. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. And now we step or jump through your feet to seated. So bringing the weight over to your shoulders. Right foot to left wrist, left foot to right wrist. And then sit your bum down and bring your legs out overstretched. And we now begin the primary seated postures. So legs nice and outstretched, hands down by your hips, on the floor, hands pushing into the floor. Tummy is engaged, inner thighs are drawing in, and shin is slightly tucked in with the crown of the head reaching for the sky. 5 breaths here. That's around 4 with all my talking. And 5. Okay, Paschimottanasana. So, either bending the legs to take the toes or the shins. So inhale to look up and lengthen out of your lower back, lengthen and long spine. And then exhale, looking at your toes, keeping your hands on your shins or your toes. And 5 breaths here. 1, 2. I want you to prioritise the length of the spine, and if you can, just pushing the toes away to straighten the legs as much as you can so you get a nice hamstring stretch. 3, 4 and 5. Inhale, widen the collarbones and look up. And now we take a second hold. So if you're on your shins, you just want to see if you can go that little bit further. If you've got your toes, take your thumbs under your toes and the fingers and the balls of your feet and just rotate them in towards each other. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Third hold, so lift up and lengthen again out of your lower back. Options are if you're on your shins, see if you can just take your hands to your ankles. If you have your toes, you can take your hands over the feet. We've done this before standing, very much like Padangusthasana. So inhale to look up, lengthen out, and then exhale to fold forward over your legs. Again, rotating the inner thighs in, tummies engaged. Long back. 4 and 5. Inhale to look up. Exhale to come back to sitting. And here is where we do a vinyasa. So we inhale, we bring the thighs in towards the chest. Exhale, roll over your feet to come back to plank and lower down to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Step through. And come back to Dandasana. Next posture is Purvottanasana. So essentially it's a reverse plank. And we're going to start it with the first variation today of your knees bent. So taking the feet hip width apart, please. Hands come at least a hand length behind you, fingers facing and pointing towards your butt. I want you to press into the hands and then press into the feet if you can and lift your hips up. 1. So you stay here for 5 breaths. 2. And the alternative here, which is absolutely doing the same thing but a little less work, is straightening your legs, tailbone heavy, and then reaching up the chest towards here. So 5 breaths here. And if you're up with your pelvis, finish on an exhale, and then inhale to come all the way down, nice and slowly lowering the butt, straightening the legs, coming back to Dandasana. Okay, I hope that helps. And just keep practicing.